Hancock told us in the cabinet room that people were going to be tested before they went back to care homes. What the hell happened? Now, all the government rhetoric was we put a shield around care homes and blah, blah, blah. It's complete nonsense. Quite the opposite of putting a shield around them. We sent people with COVID back to the care homes.
Health Secretary Matt Hancock tells a different story.
My recollection of events is that I committed to delivering that testing for people going from hospital into care homes when we could do it. I then went away and built the testing capacity for all sorts of reasons and all sorts of uses, including this one, and then delivered on the commitment.
So Cummings says Hancock told him and the Prime Minister people being discharged from hospital to care homes would be tested. And Hancock says he told them people would be tested only once the capacity, which he says wasn't available immediately, had been created. If Hancock's correct, the question is then why did ministers sign off a catastrophic plan to discharge thousands of patients from hospitals to care homes without COVID tests? Tests that Hancock says we didn't have the capacity to do. It allowed elderly and frail people to seed the virus into care homes, contributing to a heartbreaking death toll. And this was at a time when the devastating impact of COVID on care homes had already been seen in Italy. It wasn't until mid-April that Hancock announced this.
Today we've strengthened the rules so that all care home residents who are discharged from hospital will be tested before being admitted into their care home.
So when the Health Secretary said this...
Right from the start, we've tried to throw a protective ring around our care homes.
It was completely untrue. And now we have ministers saying this.
We simply didn't know at the beginning how transmissible the virus was amongst the asymptomatic. And when we learnt that, we changed our response. That did have an impact, for example, on how we handle people being discharged from hospital and sent to care homes.
If this is some attempt to get Hancock off the hook, it won't work. The risk of asymptomatic transmission was warned of by scientists towards the very beginning of the crisis. By 28th of February, an early study from China indicated that the coronavirus can be transmitted by asymptomatic carriers. If there was no awareness of this in government, and clearly there should have been, why did Johnson describe it as an invisible killer in his lockdown speech on March 23rd? And why was everyone told to stay at home rather than just those experiencing symptoms?